like the dance when like, you know, the groom dances with his mom, like it was I'm dancing with Mark's mom and my grandmother.
It's sad, isn't it? I mean, it all comes from a place of love, you know, them loving you and not wanting to get stolen. And
it was a great day. I mean, everybody was really happy. I mean, it's always just rang in the back of my head that they were never there. And every time they look at pictures, it's just like, oh, where's they're not there. Never knew if they actually were going to come anyways, but as far as like, you know, sometimes they'll just like, oh, we're just going to go just to be there, but they never knew if that was the case.
And so then when Tammy was asking why were you so mad at Shanae, it was part of it, just this whole family strife.
That's the only thing I can think of right now, because I mean, there's no other reason really to be mad at her. We took care of each other our whole 8 years. It was just like a good relationship. I mean, it's just like, if I never met Nikki, would I ever have, you know, thought our relationship was bad? Probably not.
Interesting.
That's one thing I always thought about. Like, even Nikki asked me, like, if, you know, she said, I don't want you to leave your wife just because of me. I'm just like, what do you mean? She said, well, just if you met me, like, would you have known? I'm like, no. So I never thought I would have strayed away from her at all. Like, I've never tried to follow anybody, you know?
Was Shanann checking your phone, or?
She always had my phone.
She was checking your phone? So how did you get past that?
I used my work phone.
To text? And you had some secret apps, right?
That was on my personal phone.
Were you using anything else to have contact with her?
No, I just texted her with my work phone. And like, when Shanann kids went to North Carolina, she used my personal phone. And she just told me like to put pictures in an app, and I just found that calculator. I just put, you know, just searched on the app store, like hidden pictures, and this calculator app first popped up.
Like in your iCloud or your whatever isn't linked together, so she would know if you're getting apps, you know, downloading apps and stuff like that.
They used to be a long time ago, but when we got different phones, or when our phone contact list would be synced up in the cloud and stuff, I couldn't have, like, she had like tons of like phone contacts. I just couldn't have all that, but it's still kind of linked up at one point. But as far as like, she asked me to get my own iCloud account just to kind of free that up a little bit.
How about your Facebook account? You deleted that at some point. When did you do that?
Maybe why? I think it was, so I got back August 7th. Went to work. I think it was probably August 8th. That's when Nikki told me she told her friends about me. And I just figured, you know, they probably looked me up on Facebook and see that she was pregnant. If Nikki already knew probably already, but that's the reason why I did that.
Did you and Nikki ever fight?
We never fought, but like I said, I had to like calm her down a bunch of times.
Yeah, you started to mention that when we were talking to you before about her getting upset about some video or something about being bipolar, or
Well,
what are you talking about?
I think either my dad told me about that or John Walsh told me about, like, she made a couple videos, like, when she was just, like, you know, talking to herself and saying that she was bipolar or something like that. But a lot of things was, like, when she realized that, okay, like, she's the other person in the relationship, that, you know, I'd always put my wife first over her, and that's what kind of made her take a step back a few times, and then, like, I kind of, like, calm her down.
Tell me about those times. What'd that look like?
So the first one was probably around July 4th when I had to leave her house. Because she wanted to kind of spend most of the day together before she went to like a baseball game or something. And like when I had to leave, it kind of just made her like kind of take a step back and wonder what she was doing. And I just, you know, told her like, hey, you know, just because of what's going, like, just because I had to leave doesn't mean like, you know, you have to just take a step. I was like comforting her at some point. I don't even know why I was doing it. maybe I knew I was too far gone at that point, but it was.
Because this is Shanann's pissed. She's called you 10 times. You were sleeping. You
Yeah.
had your day off.
Yeah.
And then you go outside to talk to her on the phone and then tell Nikki that you need to go home just in case she calls back and
Yeah.
all that, right? So what did she say to you, Nikki?
She was in the shower and she said, okay. And then that's like, when I talked about it, I calmed her down and he's on the phone. So,
And was she like, we're breaking up, like, we're not gonna, I can't do
no,
this?
she
or-
said like she didn't want to, like she didn't think it was safe or it was good for us to see each other anymore that day, like the rest of that day, just because of all that. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And she asked me to come over like later on after she got back from her baseball game.
And so you did that?
Mhm.
So what was the second one like?
It was basically about the same thing. She was, you know, I didn't really know it at one point, but I guess she had set up a couple dates with like some eHarmony app or something, and they never showed up. And she'd already made plans with me, and you know,
Wait, what do you mean? She set up dates when she had plans with you?
yeah.
Why would she do that?
I guess she kind of figured out they weren't going to show up. She went, I guess when she went to the baseball game, they never showed up, and there was another one and never showed up either. So
So she's actively dating other people?
I
when you guys
didn't
were
know it
together?
until like a couple weeks later.
How did you find out?
She told me.
What'd she say?
She it was one conversation where I actually kind of fell asleep on the couch, and then like she had told me like I'm not sure why she even told me about it, but it was very random, and she could tell that it kind of like took me back a little bit because I figured she would have told me that if she was actively still like looking around. I mean, she didn't have to tell me, but I figured
Do
she
you think she told you though so that it would hurry you up and
make a decision.
you're making a decision?
It might have been, but no, it's. She never had anybody that actually tried to like fix things as far as like, you know, hey, like I like where we're at as far as like the relationship goes, and actually like I did stuff for her around the house, around her little apartment, and like nobody's ever done that. And she just thought it was different. So
What about her male friend? Where does he stand with her? What's his name?
Jim,
Jim. Thank you.
he worked in the oil field, North Dakota, I believe, and I mean, I guess he's been a friend of hers for a long time, and it's kind of like a shoulder to cry on. Is always somebody that's always been around for her, and I guess he's had a couple girlfriends, and just I guess he's not had much luck, I guess, in that department as far as like keeping girlfriends, and just him and Nikki have always been good friends.
Just platonic friend.
That's as far as
You know?
as much as I knew.
Yeah.
But I think they just been friends for a long time, especially up in oil field, North Dakota, or whatever he's working now. I think either Wyoming, they go all over the place.
When Sandy and Frank lived in the house for 15 months, what was that like?
It was, it was tough. You mean wait or
No.
Okay. It was tough, because I mean, go from just me and Shanann and Bella and Cece to two other people, and then now 4 dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Onyx is he's a terror, 100 pounds of this heat-seeking missile everywhere, and like it was cool having more people around, but like it was stressful.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because with Shanann, like having 2 dominant personalities in the house, and with her mom there, it was kind of like what her mom would tell her kind of how to raise the kids sometimes, or like, do this, do that, like whenever they were sick, she was like, all right, rub peroxide on their feet, they'll be fine. Just like, what? Okay. And like I wouldn't do it, and saying like, just do that, it's okay. But like, it's just like little things like that, and it was like a clash every day.
Yeah.
It's kind of like every time I got home, I didn't know if Shanann was pissed or if she was okay. Because when they first got there, they didn't have a job yet, and so they were just around all the time. But then, like once they got jobs and stuff, like I think it was a little better for Shanann because they weren't around the house all day. But it was definitely stressful, just just vacuuming like every other day,
Yeah.
and just like cooking was great. That was awesome. But
She's a good cook.
and I was always like, because they were down in the basement, so I was always really trying to keep the girls upstairs while they were sleeping, so you know they're running around downstairs, and I didn't want them to wake up. And so I know Frank always told me that waking up Sandy early is not good. So it was just just kind of like walking on eggshells a lot.
Yeah, a bit stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think that stressed your marriage with the time, or?
I mean, it was 16 months. It was 15, 16 months. Yeah, it was a long time. I mean, it was great around the holiday times because they were already there, and like all that was great.
Sure.
Yeah, it definitely. We never really had much alone time.
Yeah.
Because you always had to kind of plan it out. So.
Yeah. What was her purpose for living out there?
They just wanted to be close to the kids. Just because they're, we FaceTime a lot, but it's not the same as like,
Right.
But 2 kids, it's hard to fly back and forth. I mean, when they went back to North Carolina this past time, it was the first time Cece's been there. She was 3.
No.
First time her brother ever met her.
So were they trying to move to Colorado permanently, or they just?
They were thinking about it at that point in time.
Okay.
But Frank was there. He didn't want to leave. Sandy wanted to leave.
She wanted to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a matter of like they knew their house wasn't being taken care of, and they wanted to go back, and because they had put their house up for sale for a little while, but never bought.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What about your financial stresses?
Yeah, the bankruptcy was something I never thought was going to happen. I think that was back in like 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. But I never thought that was going to happen. And I never thought, a lot of it was from the wedding because they just put it all on credit cards. And so it was just, and then the doctor bills from like, endoscopies and just like, girls seemed like they were sick like every month. It seemed like some type of ear infection, which to figure out was just like put the tubes in their ears and stuff. There was like different operations here, a couple overnight stays in the hospital for breathing and stuff like that. And so it was just, it all mounted up. I mean, I never thought it was that far gone, but
Was any of that from Shannon's neck surgery, or are those bills pretty well paid up?
Well, I think the bankruptcy never touched the medical part of it because you have to be like specify the medical part of it, medical bankruptcy, and then there's like regular bankruptcy.
Oh.
I don't think bankruptcy ever touches like student loans or medical stuff. You have to be specific with that.
Okay.
But I think it just took away like a lot of the furniture that we had bought, and then a couple other things inside the house. To kind of alleviate a lot of the, it took, we had to make the house payment up by phone every month, and I had to listen to the bankruptcy spiel like every time, and it's just like, I didn't know how long it was going to take. But apparently once you're in bankruptcy, it's pretty much you never get out of it. It seemed to felt like.
But weren't you guys behind on your mortgage?
Yeah,
when I
like
talked to you?
earlier, in I think December 2017, and then January, February, March 2018. That's when we took the 401k out, the loan out to pay for that.
How was it that you were spending so much money? What was it being spent on?
Just, kids and just other bills that we had, and just, I knew the car was getting paid for by the bell. But, I never really asked to see, I didn't even have access to the bank account in my phone.
Oh.
So, I never really asked to see what it looked like how far, but I just know she'd call me and tell me, hey, can you pay the mortgage today? I'm like, yeah, cool. And that was just, from my little 4-wheeler incident where I sold it without actually paying it off yet, and she thought, no, you're never touching the accounts ever. So I'm like, okay, that's cool with me. But I never saw the account or what was in there. I just hey, there's when I worked at Longmont Ford, I got my check, I just brought it there.
Yeah.
So,
There was a hair care company, I think it's called Monat. Does that ring a bell? You know anything about that?
Mhm.
Like maybe hair dye? I don't know. Looks like a. Do you know if she did an auto order through that company, have stuff delivered for hair, any kind of hair care product or hair care bag?
Not something. I mean, she had like little. I mean, there was something like a little gift pack she had delivered once every month, or once every 2 months. Had like a different array of different products in it.
Don't remember where it's from. Okay.
Like you said, Monet.
Monat, M-O-N-A-T. No.
Well,
There was an order that was made, like $251. That's why I asked if it was like an auto order type
it
thing.
might have been an auto order.
Yeah,
It might have been something that I know that Nicole Atkinson, she sent all that stuff. Maybe Shanann got her. Maybe Shanann got her something, or maybe it was something she recommended.
Okay. How about the HOA thing? What happened there?
She was mailing to the wrong address. They changed her address, and she mailed to the wrong address for a year. And then we got a letter in the mail where we getting like sued over it. We had their HOAs for a year, so we had to pay double for either a whole year or a couple months. That sucked.
What happened to all the money that she sent to the wrong address?
Don't know. I don't know. They said they wouldn't credit it or anything. I'm not even sure what the address was. She said it was just something that she didn't see. I was like, well, I wasn't gonna harp her about it because she did so much. So I was like, I'm not gonna like say what the heck are you doing. No, I'm just like, don't need that to blow up. Unless she felt bad enough.
So, Chris, what do you think we could have done better? What could have made you tell us the truth that night? What did you need to hear from us that you didn't?
Not really. I'm not sure what really goes to people's minds when they're in an interrogation room. When I was in there with you and Graham, I was just nervous. I knew I had done something wrong, and I knew you probably already knew or were going to find out. And it's just like, I've watched enough, it's like TV shows to kind of see like, okay, what's going to happen next type thing. Never knew if that's right, but I think it's just the horror of like knowing what you did and trying to tell somebody else what you did. That's what kept me from doing it, because I didn't even want to admit to myself that I had done anything. So I knew what I had done. I knew how bad and horrific it was. I knew how bad I was going to hurt other people. I just couldn't even admit to myself that I had done it, because I couldn't even tell my attorneys I did it until like 2 weeks later.
So were you trying to save us from the horror of it? Or
it was just a matter of I couldn't admit to myself. How could I admit it to you?
So do you think any amount of us asking you things different ways would have helped? Or do you think anything would have helped?
I think if maybe you didn't ask Bella if Shanann hurt the kids, you would ask the other if something in that, a different order of question, maybe it would have came out a different way. Because that's the only reason I went with that story, is because that was...
Well, you weren't giving us anything
I know.
else. That was the problem. But
No.
so if we would have said, what do you think?
Anything? Something?
You would have said, I think you'd have probably had if the video didn't show them in the truck, you probably had to have lied and just said, we saw the kids in the truck. I mean, I hate to say you would have to, lie to get me to say what you wanted me to say, but it might have been that.
That we saw the kids in the truck?
When we were talking, there was a point where you just said, can I talk to my dad? You just want to tell him first.
I just wanted to, tell him that, that I loved him and that it's probably the last time you're going to see me again, as far as, outside of a cell, pretty much.
You looking forward to him coming?
Yeah, because we're just talking on the phone, it's just totally different when you see him, see a face you know, it's like when we got on that little video conference in Love County, it was like, that was all I could do to stop, just not to like just break down on that phone. So it'd be good to see them
What do you get to do when they're here?
like this.
Like in a room like this with a
If
table?
there's a visiting center, like down in my unit, and I don't know what it looks like, but I know they said it's like tables, and it's pretty much they set up a time and get a couple hours. It's
That would
just,
be good.
yeah, it's just in that little center, and I'm not sure what else is in there, but I just know there's tables. I think there's like vending machines and stuff like that, but it'll be good to see them. And fortunately, they can't bring their phones in or anything, so I was hoping they could maybe show me a video or two, but I think they'll have for a picture. But they pretty much only let you come in with your ID. That's it.
Can they mail you still photos or anything like that?
Yep, they can do the still photo. This is sometimes they try to play a video over the phone for me, and it's like, you know, it's really like fuzzy and crackle a lot, so you really can't hear anything.
If you have any other questions for us, or do you ever wonder, I wonder why they did this, or I wonder why the investigation went this way, or
I think the first time I was brought in, I think it was like the 14th, I believe, when I met you that night. I mean, you told me there was a bunch of other people coming in for statements. Was that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
there was a couple people.
Okay.
Yeah.
There were a lot.
There were a lot, actually, yeah.
Okay. So
We had a whole board worth of people listed and agents out.
okay.
They didn't get the attention you got that night, but
Yeah, I just wish none of this had ever happened, honestly. It's just like you guys could have never had to come to them, you guys never had to meet me or anything like that. None of it ever felt real. Especially like when they put me in that suicide watch cell, and last thing that one of those guys said was like, good luck, and just slammed the door, and I was kind of new from then on. That was it.
The deputy said that?
One of the guys, one like they call them the SOG guys, Special Operations Group in the Will County Jail.
Yeah.
So that was it. Next morning, like when I got out to take a shower, I saw the newspaper and there was this big piece cut out of it. Just know what that was about, and I just kind of saw like my last name around, like, oh, again, just
if we came back to talk to you someday, would you be inclined to talk to us again? Okay.
yeah, they just took me off guard. I had no idea.
Yeah.
We didn't really want to tell you we were coming just because we didn't want you to have anxiety about us coming.
I would have had anxiety.
Yeah. So we figured the blitz attack was probably the best course
It's
today.
like the first time we met.
Right. Oh, you knew when you were meeting me.
I just did, yeah. You just don't have all your props here today.
That's right. Those are props, man. Those it's legit.
Sophisticated equipment.
It is.
Right?
That's right. Sophisticated instrument.
I don't know that that's going to happen. We might not ever see each other again.
I
But
didn't think we would, honestly.
your experience is definitely interesting. You yourself are definitely interesting. We see things in you that we didn't expect to, and we don't see things in you that we expected to see. So it's very interesting to us, and it's. I hope you can take to heart that today was a lot about us learning how to do better, how to talk to people better, how to do investigations better.
I mean, like, I had never talked to a police officer before, or like FBI, CBI, anything like that. So that was all new to me. Like I said, everything that I've ever seen as far as, you know, the authorities has been on TV. So I didn't know like what to expect, especially when I got that interrogation room. It just felt like it's exactly what it looked like. Just like, you know, we got some poke and prod, and then we come back in. It's like, give me time to stew, give me time to, like, you know, think, and it's like, it works. It just really, like, I don't know, just drills more questions into your own mind instead of, like, you know, just staying in their room and just asking questions all the time.
Mm-hmm. You liked it when we took breaks? Like, you think that worked on you?
I did.
So you were like watching videos with girls at one point. Do you remember that? them giggling and laughing and
Like when I was in the interrogation room?
yeah,
I don't remember that.
you don't?
I thought you already had my phone at that point.
No, we didn't take your phone towards the end. Towards the end.
Okay.
That was weird for me.
And it's like when you put that picture in front of me,
Yeah.
and that's what probably made me do it. Because I didn't have a signal in there, but that's like the videos I had on my phone. Which is like, I wish I had taken those videos out more often before all that had happened, but that definitely got in my head a lot. I don't know where that picture was from, because I've never seen that picture.
The one we showed you? Really?
I've never seen Cece in that dress before.
Really? We talked all about what about that dress?
Yeah.
Is that just
And you were saying
making it up?
I never saw her in that dress.
you were even telling us when she last wore the dress
About the
and
boots.
the boots.
Not that dress.
Those are her favorite winter boots, and she wears
Oh,
them
the
all
winter
summer.
boots. Winter boots, yeah, but that white dress was a little different. I've never seen that picture.
No, because you talked about buttoning it up. You said, I remember because she just wore it the other day and I had to button up the back and,
Must have been a different dress, but not that one.
huh.
Is that picture, was that in North Carolina, or is that?
I don't know where the
Pulled
picture
it
came
off of
from.
Facebook, Shannon's Facebook.
So maybe it was while you weren't there or
Might have
something?
done, yeah.
Because you don't recall that, huh?
So there's a lot of pictures, I guess, I didn't see when they were in North Carolina that my parents have. Like, especially like 4th of July and stuff, and I had like 4th of July dresses on and stuff like that I never saw.
Oh,
Some I had on my phone, but you know, that white dress, I never, like she was going to church or something. I just never saw that white dress. And Bella's little dress that she had. Her little awkward smile there in the back. Yeah, that definitely grabbed my head and did that.
when we had the picture out there for you? See, and to us it didn't feel like that because we
I know, I
really
didn't
didn't
show
elicit any emotion.
I
Yeah.
don't show emotion that much. It's like my dad. It's like we don't show emotion. Like
Were you fighting it down, or were you just not a guy to show it?
most of the time, I'm not a guy to show it. Like I hold it in as much as I can, and like in my cell, I've cried a lot, obviously, but like I'm not really a guy to show it.
Okay.
I don't know. I try to hold it as much as I can.
You were a difficult guy to read, especially at the house that day. That makes total sense now.
I knew it was like, because I was like in shock or just like disbelief or just like some people said I looked like I was a heartless, no soul person, soulless person when they did like the TV interviews or something. I'm just like, I'm just glad I never saw it. I don't even want to know what I looked like, what I sounded like.
But you were obviously feeling it then, you just weren't.
Yeah, just like nothing registered at all. Everything was like just harbored deep down, and then like I think it was just one night when I was in my cell, it just all hit me all at one point. Not the fact that I was in jail, but the fact that like everybody was gone,
Right.
and none of it. I think if it was like like if something happens to your family, like in like an accident, like a car accident, or like something like horrible like that, it registers at one point. But if like you did it, I don't know if like it just doesn't register at one point. It's like in my head, it never registered.
Does it seem real now?
Oh, it feels real, like every
It
day.
does.
Like I see pictures, I just know like where they were at when they were doing that. When I first had like some type of hearing over the phone, and I heard like Frank and Sandy and Frankie and them, they were on the phone, and I forgot what kind of hearing it was. Something about like a probate hearing or something. I knew exactly where they were in the back. I heard the birds chirp. I knew they were on the back deck, and I just like walked back to my cell, just balled my eyes up because I knew exactly where they were. I knew how many times the girls were back there, and it's just weird how emotion is processed differently for me than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like something like you said, if you lost your kids in the grocery store for 5 seconds, you'd be a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, for me, it'd be like, I'd be panicked, but I probably wouldn't cry. I'd be like looking around trying to find them, but it's just like, this process is different for me. I never knew why. Never know why. I don't want to think I'm like a cold-hearted person. It's just a matter of just don't show it. Show the emotion as much as other people do. Even when, like, the girls left North Carolina, like, her Chance brother, mom, and dad were all crying when they left. It's just kind of like, I never really saw my parents get like that when they left. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's like you're born that way.
Like your family doesn't show emotion like that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like, my dad couldn't really speak at the sentencing hearing because he said he was kind of like, he said he was going to lose it. Like lose his emotions. Like, that really hit me. It's kind of like I never seen him, like, like that.
Like vulnerable?
Mm-hmm. Like, nobody really ever seen me that way either. That's why, like, maybe I just...
Was it ever like you're a sissy if you're like that, or was it just something you just never did?
I never saw my dad cry. So maybe it's just something that, was imprinted in my brain that maybe I should never cry. Maybe,
Was your mom like a loving mom, like a doting mom, and, would give you affection and hugs and kisses? And...
Oh yeah, she'd always like ask me like, what was going on. Like, she said I was always hard to read. She never knew what was going on.
But did she still try and give you affection, even growing up?
Yeah, she always, my sister was always a parent. Like, it was always like what was going on. She was always open with me. It was always just, closed off. And she always wanted to know what was going on, like how I felt. And I was like, oh, okay. That's all I give her. Even if something was wrong, like, I would have probably never said anything. Because, like, I just deal with it myself. But I don't know if that just growing up that way just kept me that way. Deal with things on your own, but then they build up so much that you can't deal with them, and they take a hold of you. You never thought, in a way, you could take hold of you.
So you think as a result of just bottling up for so long?
Definitely.
What do you remember your dad saying at sentencing?
I remember there was a scripture. It was the 1 John 1-9. And then, like, a lot of it, their representatives said for him. And my mom said a lot. My mom spoke, but everything my dad had written down, the person said. But he was talking about going to Little League games and races and stuff like that. Going to being my coach and everything like that. So now, I can experience the same type of joy doing that for my girls.
I remember your mom saying she loves you and she always will.
Yeah.
That was pretty important to hear.
I think at the end she said, I forgive you, son.
Yeah, that was big, right?
Yeah.
And your dad, when we came here today, we were just hoping and praying that you would take your dad's advice. Do you remember what he said? I hope if you ever get a chance to talk, you can talk about it.
Okay.
And I think that's what today was, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was. Didn't expect it to be today.
Yeah.
So the DA made some comments during that sentencing hearing about your emotions and having no emotions, or do you remember all that?
Yeah, just like, he lied to us from the start and a couple other things. I believe that's what he was saying.
What do you think? Do you think he was anywhere close to? What do you think of? What is your opinion of what he said in that?
I mean, it's going to be, taking all his evidence and putting it into the story that he wanted to convey. And like, if you don't know me, that's where you're gonna portray me. Like, if you take everything from August 13th to now, like, that's how people are gonna know. There's no other way people are gonna opinionate themselves about me, just by what they see right there.
Right.
They're gonna say, okay, they look at the guy that did the interviews on the 14th, and they see, okay, that guy should be, like, on his hands and knees, like, crying his eyes out, and what's he doing? He's just, like, he's just talking.
Right.
And they're just like, no, I know, and we got some information maybe from like her friends saying that he was cheating on her or something like that. He's a cold person. He was, trying to do this and that. It's like, they don't know me. That's always going to be their opinion about me. Because like, there was one church service, the only one I've been able to go to in here, and it said you're not defined by one moment in your life. And I think that's like, people are defining me by one moment in my life. They don't know like what happened before or what can happen later. So I just hope that, hopefully one day people can stop judging everybody. There's tons of people in here that, I don't even want to know what they did because I don't want to judge them. Like, I'm not that person. Like, they know what I did. I'm not going to ask them what they did.
Makes sense. You did show some emotion during that hearing. What part did you think you felt most emotional?
I felt when Frank was talking about, I didn't know what to expect when he first started talking, but he said I was the evil monster, and that rang in me, and he said I tossed him away like garbage, and that hurt. And when Sandy was talking about that video about when Bella was calling me her hero, and that triggered it a lot there. And then when Frankie was saying, like, I'll never be called uncle again, but you'll never be called a dad again. That really stung. But, when my parents got up there, just hearing my mom and dad talk, just like, they really couldn't look at me, but I just felt like, everything they said, saying that they forgive me and that, I'm still their son, no matter what.
Yep.
I know, like, even my attorneys told me, like, you need to show a little more emotion, because I guess the first time I went to the courtroom, I didn't know what to expect. I was still, like, new to everything, just in shock about what was going on, and they said I was just a cold person, just looking at it. So when I did the plea and at the sentencing hearing, it just all it felt was more real than anything.
I remember growing up, my pastor used to tell me it's better to be 1 foot out of hell facing heaven than 1 foot out of heaven facing hell. So I think that's you. You've been to hell and now you're facing the right direction.
I definitely feel like I never knew I could have a relationship with God like I do now, but that's like the amazing grace with all of this, but I just wish nobody had to pay any kind of price for this.
Yeah.
I know there's a purpose for everybody. I just hope that I can find mine.
Well, I think you're seeking peace, right? That's good.
It's the only thing you really can do right now is to seek peace and pray that everybody can find it too.
Good.
For everybody that was involved, like for all of you and just all your team and everybody, friends, anybody that was involved.
What do you want to happen with this information?
I mean, I know you're probably going to tell Frank and Sandy and Frankie, just kind of give them a little closure, right?
Yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to tell them. Obviously, you know Sandy better than I. She wants to know everything. But I'm going to digest a little bit before I talk to them about it. So I don't think there's any rush on that. And then, but other than that, I have no intention of talking to anybody outside of law enforcement. But what would you like to see happen with it?
I mean, I'd like to tell my parents, like, when they get here, instead of like finding out anywhere else.
Yep.
So I know, like, they've been bombarded with information from, like, from the Amanda girl to the Trent guy to from like people going on Inside Edition saying they knew me or went out with me or had like whatever else with me, and it's like I don't want them to think that it's like other like false information going out there because like people are getting hold of information like where did they get this information from type deal, you know. So,
Would you like to see those people charged?
you know, people take advantage of situations, and you know they gotta honestly don't have to look into themselves and just figure out why they did it themselves. So I mean, I don't think charging them would help. I think they just need to work out whatever they got going on within themselves. I mean, if
Did you ever have a profile on Tinder or anything like that? Any of those dating websites or anything?
no. I just had Facebook, I had Instagram. But I didn't even know what the WhatsApp thing was called. That's when I was like, John,
You'd never heard of that?
no, I was just like, I don't even know what that is, man. This guy's fishing for something. So, I'm sorry you had to waste your time and go out there and talk to him.
It was a big time waster.
It was a big waste of time.
Yeah. But you would not want to be listed as a victim in that case, as far as him being charged with like false reporting.
I mean, he's whoever's gonna try to get their 5 minutes, 50 minutes of fame, whatever they want to do with this. I mean, that's on them. I mean, if he's willing to do that, then he needs to figure out what's going on with himself before, like, you know, I don't think charging him with something's gonna fix that. So it'd just be a waste of time, I think.
Anything else before we send you away?
Don't be afraid to ask.
How things in Colorado now. I mean, since all this has happened, everything's quiet now. Everything's
Yeah.
cool and
Well, we had another guy murder his fiance, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. So that's made a lot of news too. I'm sure you've probably seen that on the news. No.
everything here is based. Well, I think the only thing here was like that Jamie Kloss thing. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh yes, we were just talking about that out front.
But the girl was kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Escaped after like 90 days.
Yeah.
Insane.
That was crazy.
He'll probably come here. Everybody
Yeah,
comes
they
here.
said he's in some county jail. Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that what she was saying? Barron or something?
Barron County. Yeah.
Yeah, so all I see here is like stuff I try to. It's like everything happened here. So I guess they deny there. Watch out. Sorry.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Do you mind if I take a picture of you just to show what you look like now? You just look so different than.
Just you know like
It's not gonna go on social media or
Okay.
anything. It's just for like our own records.
okay,
Is that okay?
that's fine.
That's good. Were you asking him something? I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's like the roads in the background scary enough, you know. More.
I know. When it's snowing, it's horrendous.
My days of ice racing, actually.
Of ice racing?
Yeah, but we had spikes on the tires then, so.
Oh.
All right, Chris, we're gonna let you get back to your day.
Okay.
Want to finish your drink?
Yes, they will let me take that back. Yeah, I had to shave. They recommended I change my appearance to DRDC. So,
Why is that? Just so people didn't recognize you? No.
yeah, I just shaved it all off. And that razor, like I said, the razor they have here, it's a single blade. So like I'm
A
like,
safety razor, right?
oh, it's more than it's more safety than actually a razor.
That's why it doesn't shave.
It's like a sharp rock or.
Right.
Just imagine shaving the same spot for like 5 minutes, and then finally,
Something starts going.
it starts it's like warm it up or something. I don't know.
You'd probably be better just blacking them out on your fingers or something.
That'll be more, you know. Everything here is for safety, so like, yeah, I think like once I get moved to GP, I could have something different.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because most of the guys in here, they can't have razors, so That's,
Well, that makes you feel better, probably.
well,
but
they
they're
don't have to
not.
watch me. Other guys, they stand next to them while they shave. So that would be kind of weird.
Oh.
So they have any other jobs, like if, like fleet, would you be able to go work fleet maintenance or anything like that? Or
I
is
got
that,
classed down to like a minimum. For like a low medium. They have guys that like run across the street to like a records building and work over there. I don't know, like, you know, they said it takes a while to get classed down from like maximum to medium.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure like if they here. I don't know if they'd ever take that to Colorado or know what their plan would be.
right,
I'm not sure if that happens or not.
yeah. That's all pretty secretive and then right up to the minute they do it.
Definitely.
You guys gonna do exploring around here?
So, everything's covered in snow. It's freezing.
There were such winds when we walked out.
You're gonna go run a snowmobile.